At 6:17, your phone starts asking for your attention. A client wants revisions, your manager wants numbers, your mother wants a call. You are earning more than last year, yet somehow owning less of your day. Then an ad appears, the watch you promised yourself after your next promotion. Buying it feels like proof that the pressure was worth it. But the delivery estimate says tomorrow, and your calendar says you are unavailable. Then the uncomfortable question arrives. What is money actually buying you? Most people upgrade objects. The wealthy often upgrade their control. They do not just ask, "Can I afford this?" They ask, "What will this cost me in time?" You close the page, but the question follows you into the elevator. At work, you find an envelope marked, "Final offer. Response required today." The salary inside is bigger than anything before. One condition remains: evenings, weekends, and complete availability. The number looks like freedom. The schedule attached to it looks like a cage. You imagine the apartment, car, dinners, and admiring photos. Then you imagine missed birthdays, neglected health, and endless notifications. A message from an unknown number interrupts you. Before you sign, meet me at noon. Below is the address of the city's oldest private library. You should delete it. Instead, you take the offer and start walking. Between the salary and signature, you know something is missing. At noon, the library doors open as you approach. Inside, a curator waits beside a clock with no hands. She says the wealthy protect one asset beyond money: their usable hours. Your task: discover how 3 different builders bought back their time. Understand the pattern, and you will know whether the offer is truly expensive. The first room holds only an empty desk and 1 chair. A screen lights up with Warren Buffett reviewing a nearly blank calendar. You enter beside him in a suit and notice the silence. Successful people do not avoid work. They choose commitments. Every unnecessary yes sells a future hour forever. Your calendar shows meetings about meetings, reports nobody reads, constant interruptions. Buffett points toward the empty spaces, not the appointments. Empty space lets thinking, patience, and important decisions become possible. You measured productivity by how crowded your day looked. He measures whether the day still belongs to him. The room shifts, and your calendar expands across the floor like a maze. You run through repeating meetings while red blocks close every exit. 1 white block remains: build the business you own. You reach it before the maze seals. The first clue appears: protect time before you need it. The second door opens into a warehouse, moving beyond human speed. Jeff Bezos stands beside you as packages travel through coordinated systems. He carries no box, answers no message, approves no movement. Scale begins when results stop depending on one exhausted person. You recognize it. Your side business depends on you for everything. You sell, design, invoice, schedule, fix mistakes, and lose sleep. The business earns money, not time. Bezos hands you a box and asks how it reaches customers. You list 19 steps, 15 live only in your head. You do not own a system. It owns your attention. The warehouse freezes, leaving thousands of packages suspended in midair. You get 5 minutes to document one process for someone else. You record steps, remove approvals, and create a quality checklist. The line restarts. Now the box moves without waiting for you. Nothing magical happened. Knowledge moved from memory into structure. That is leverage. One decision keeps working afterward. The second clue prints onto the box: build once, benefit repeatedly. Every repeated task now looks like a time leak. The hook nears 5 minutes, but the real test is still waiting. Buying time requires something harder than earning: releasing control. The third room resembles a television studio before a live broadcast. Oprah Winfrey stands beside you while producers, Researchers and technicians prepare the room. A platform is not built by one person doing everything. Trust does not reduce your value. It multiplies reach. The team turns one vision into coordinated action. Your fear surfaces. If someone else can perform the task, perhaps you are replaceable. The opposite is true. Refusing help keeps you trapped inside low-value work. Your responsibility is direction and standards, not touching everything. The studio clock begins counting down from 60 seconds. You assign lighting, research, editing, and guest preparation. First, you explain every detail and waste half the countdown. Then you define outcomes, choose people, and let them work. The lights rise exactly on time. Your hands are empty, the result is stronger. The third clue appears: delegate outcomes, not anxiety. The library returns, and all three clues float above the clock without hands. Protect time. Build systems. Trust capable people with outcomes. The curator asks what the lessons purchase. You answer, more money. She shakes her head. They purchase choice over your next hour. Your phone vibrates. The employer wants your signature in 45 minutes. You sprint through rain toward your office. Unfinished work covers the desk like evidence. The offer promises relief from uncertainty. Your business promises only the possibility of eventually owning your time. The numbers show the business is closer to stability than you believed. Demand is not the problem. Every task flows through you. You place 3 sheets on the wall: eliminate, automate, delegate. First, you cancel a useless weekly report. 20 minutes return to your calendar every Friday all year. Next, you automate hand-sent appointment reminders. The software costs $40 a month and returns 3 hours. Cheap is not always affordable. Expensive is not always wasteful. A purchase works when return time outweighs price. Then you call Maya, an editor you admire. You nearly hang up. Paying her feels like lost profit. You send one project, a clear brief, and deadline. She asks 2 questions you missed. The work improves without passing through your hands. The employer calls again. You let the phone ring while Maya uploads the first draft. You are calculating the decision's true cost. Next morning, the delegated project returns with one major mistake. Your instincts call trust naive. You could reclaim everything, work all night, and feel necessary. You review the brief. The missing instruction was yours. Delegation did not fail. Communication failed. You improve the checklist, add an example, and schedule a review. Maya corrects it faster than your usual rewrite. The mistake becomes information, strengthening the system. A client requests the only evening you kept free. Dinner with your brother was already postponed twice. The client calls it essential but cannot explain why tomorrow fails. You offer 2 daytime options and wait. They choose tomorrow morning without argument. The dangerous boundary proves survivable. At dinner, your brother asks why you keep checking the time. You put the phone down and notice what you missed. This is the return the wealthy buy. Presence without constant mental debt. Not permanent leisure or laziness. The power to be where you decided to be. Your brother stopped inviting you because you were always busy. The sentence costs more than any object you have ever purchased. That night, you place the employment contract beside the 3 clues. The salary buys impressive things immediately. Its availability clause buys your time for someone else. You calculate the hourly reality after travel and constant access. The number remains good but not free. You call the employer and ask to remove the total availability requirement. They refuse, then increase the salary as if every concern has a price. For a moment, the larger number nearly ends the conversation. You ask about control over projects, schedule, and ownership. The answer to each question is no. You decline respectfully, your voice shaking. Nothing explodes. You simply keep your future hours. Fear arrives, followed by the strange quiet of a decision you truly own. You do not celebrate by buying the watch. You invest 1 month of foregone salary in systems and reserves. Maya, bookkeeping software, and 3 months of expenses receive it. Buying time without safety creates pressure. You purchase capacity and patience. The goal is to stop rebuilding the same day forever. Your new calendar begins with protected blocks, not leftover minutes. Monday starts with a walk, not an inbox emergency. You record training while moving through the workflow. Maya turns it into an operating guide. A bookkeeper organizes finances that haunted weekends. A dashboard replaces 6 spreadsheets. You work hard, but on decisions only you can make. You meet customers, improve the offer, and design the next version. Routine tasks move behind you instead of piling ahead. One afternoon, the reminder system fails and 12 customers receive duplicate messages. You apologize, fix the rule, and document failure. Systems are imperfect but visible, repairable, and less memory dependent. That prevents one mistake becoming a lifestyle. Revenue grows slowly, then pauses for 2 months. The old you would panic and destroy every boundary. Now you study bottlenecks before adding effort. Customers wait too long, so you redesign onboarding. Completion improves, refunds and support messages drop. The win comes from removing repeated confusion, not speed. Time appears when friction disappears. You use the afternoon to improve the product. 1 year later, you return to the private library at exactly noon. The clock has no hands. Your calendar has open space. Income is not infinite, and life is not effortless. The business serves customers for days without constant presence. Maya leads a creative team using your shared system. Your bookkeeper sends 1 report, not 12 files. Mornings hold strategy, afternoons creation, evenings offline. The curator asks what you bought during the year. You list software, help, processes, and a buffer. She asks what those purchases became. You answer, time to think, recover, and choose better work. The walls reveal people using the business without waiting. A customer onboards, a teammate solves problems, a payment arrives. It is not fantasy passive. Earlier work is carefully maintained. Wealth builds responsibility into structures that can carry it. You understand why the wealthy may ignore another luxury object. After a point, another object changes very little. Family time, a clear mind, and rejecting bad work change everything. The watch advertisement appears again on your phone. Now you can afford it easily, and you no longer need it to prove anything. You need not be rich to begin buying time. Track 1 week and identify low-value repeated tasks. Eliminate what does not matter before accelerating it. Automate 1 predictable step with a maintainable tool. Delegate 1 outcome, starting small enough to learn safely. Protect 1 time block before the calendar fills it. Use recovered time for health, relationships, thinking, or future capacity. Compare dollars spent with hours and stress returned. A $5 shortcut that creates errors is expensive. A $100 service returning a focused day may be cheap. The rule is not never buy things. Things can be useful and enjoyed. Stop buying symbols while selling every hour needed to maintain them. Before buying, ask 3 questions. Will it save, improve, or create meaningful time? If not, decide whether it is worth the hours behind its price. If yes, treat it as an investment in choice. Money stores effort. Time is the life effort should protect. The wealthy know which purchase matters most. The best luxury is invisible. It is opening your calendar and knowing the day remains yours.